let's talk about Google Ads fundamentals. This is mastering the basics of Google Ads. This is what you need to know before you get started. So welcome. We're going to start our journey. This is the first of 5 classes. I'm going to try to make it no jargon, and you're going to learn the fundamentals, campaign creation, and then optimization. Today's agenda is how Google Ads works, the auction system, campaign types, overview, and key metrics and terminology, and account setup and interface tour, which we'll do close to the end. It should be pretty fun. Basically, how Google Ads works is a user searches, an ad appears, somebody clicks on the ad, and then you pay. That's why we call it pay per click. Views or impressions are free. You only pay when somebody clicks. Now, it is not whoever pays the most gets to the top. So you'll see here, I tried to give you an example. So you bid, and then it will depend on your quality score and your ad rank, which will be your position, right? So if we look at this, okay, advertiser A over on the left-hand side, you bid $5, but your quality score is, say, 3 out of 10. Google tells you the quality score, so you can find it. So therefore, your ad rank will be 15. They don't tell you how they come up with ad rank. The bid, if you look on advertiser B, is $3, but they have a quality score of 10, right? Their ad rank's 30, so they're going to be above in search the ad rank of 15. Now, this is just an example. You pay less, the better your quality score is. Because if you'll see, this person is, say, paying $3, they get 10 out of 10. Let's say they spend $10, right? They get 3.5 clicks. This person over here, advertiser A, would only get 2 clicks for where they are. So this is how the position is determined. And so you always want to be paying attention to quality score and trying to improve it. You pay less because your ad's more relevant to the user because they're more likely to click on it more often. Okay, so then there's expected click-through rate, ad relevance, and landing pages, and that's understanding quality score. So the expected click-through rate, CTR, is how well is a person likely to click on your ad. Google looks at past performance. And then ad relevance is how relevant is your ad to the user? Is it specific? Does it match the user's search term or what the person puts into Google? And then the landing page experience. Is it relevant? Is it easy to navigate? Is it fast loading? So quality score equals a lower cost per click, CPC, which means a better ad position, right? So the person at the top could be paying $2 and the person below them can be paying $3 because you're more likely, Google knows that the users are more likely to click on the ad paying the $2. Okay. Now so the auction, although somewhat hard to understand, over time you will completely get it. And just know there's ad rank is not a number you actually get. So you work with what Google gives you, and quality score is super important to Google Ads. Okay, and then let's talk about some different types of campaigns. So we have our number one campaign, the search. That's search ads. So they show up as ads on Google, and they are headlines that are interchanged and descriptions that are interchanged. And and they can show up on the search partners and the display network. We also have display ads. So they're like banner ads or square ads. They can go on websites and apps. They're great for brand awareness. Combining the two, search ads and display ads, can work really well. And we have video ads. And there's a number of ways to do video ads. The YouTube ads show up on YouTube and they can show up on other search video partners. And you can also do promotional ads on YouTube, which is slightly different. Then you have shopping ads. So if you're e-commerce, shopping is a really big one. And then you have app ads or iOS ads, which we are not going to touch. And it looks like we're missing Performance Max, which there are new types of campaigns you can try. Performance Max or Demand Gen, and we'll talk about those a little later. We are going to be starting with search and display. But let's talk about key metrics and terminology, because this will be repeated lots. So impressions are the number of times somebody sees your ad. Clicks are when people click on your ad. Click-through rate, CTR, is the clicks divided by impressions. So that'll give you your click-through rate. The higher the click-through rate means that your ads are working and working well. And then you just want a conversion. So CPC is cost per click. And conversions are the actions that people take, like filling out a form, picking up the phone and calling, or making a purchase, right? And then we have cost per acquisition, the average cost to get one conversion. So this is important for measuring profitability, and it's cost divided by conversions. These you will get to know over time, but just here's the beginning point of what you should be looking at and the terminology you should start to get to know. Campaigns look like this, and I'll give you a live demo, but you have your account, and that's got some settings, and then your campaigns each have settings, and inside each campaign you have ad groups, right? And then inside each ad group you have your keywords and your ads. I'm going to show you the left-hand side menu and the top menu, which has changed. Okay, so it's all going to be on the left-hand side. There'll be a little bit on the top, and the main workspace in the middle of the screen. Let's just sign in. Sign in this way. Okay. Okay, so this is your Google Ads. You can see over on the left-hand side. So we will go over to the left-hand side, and you have the hamburger menu at the top, right? You can click in and out of there. You will have your account number on the right-hand side. It's a 10-digit number. And across the top, you have some things, but notifications. You don't use much in here. Ads Advisor is their new beta AI, and you can change the appearance of how your screen looks over to the left-hand side. As I said, the hamburger menu, you can click create, and then I'll let you create something you want. I don't use that section. Now, sometimes you'll log in and you won't see this screen and it'll be confusing. You just have to slowly click around, usually at the top of the right-hand side, to get. And if you see something that says go to expert mode, that's what you want. So then you're going to have your campaign view. And what they've done is they've made two menus. So you have your furthest to the left-hand side. So as you can see, as you go down, you have campaigns, and inside campaigns, you'll see a menu come up, right? So you have recommendations, insights, campaigns, assets, keywords, change history, right? Then you go into your goals, and you'll have your summary and custom variables and settings and uploads and value rules. So then you have your tools, and in here you have a bunch. Yes, I know it can be totally overwhelming, but you have your planning. So this is where you're going to get the keyword planner, right? To see how much it costs per click. We'll get into that at some point. And reach planner, I don't really use. Performance planner, I don't really use that much. Shared library, I use a lot. The exclusion lists and the location manager, that's pretty useful. You always want to check out everything, right? You want to check out the settings, see what's going on. So, and then each one of these is a drop down. So bidding, shared budgets, right? So the whole account has $200 a day budget. Then you could make all the campaigns a shared budget, right? Basically, where you're going to spend most of your time is in the campaigns, because in the campaigns, you're going to have the campaigns, and it'll show you all the campaigns here. And if you add a filter, I can say just show the active ones, right? So come up here, campaigns, and go to enabled, and then we'll just see the enabled campaigns. And we can see all the ad groups together. And you can see it's going to list out the campaign here, or I can pick a specific campaign, right? And these are just the ad groups for that campaign. And then if I wanted to just see the ad groups that are paused or not paused, we're going to go to just enable, and then we can see down here. And then when you go into an ad group, you'll get your keyword. Now, this is a single keyword ad group. So Google Grant Services is what we're targeting, right? Now, if I wanted to add more keywords, I just click on here. If I wanted to see negative keywords, I see what I've included, and it looks like I've got some of those exclusion lists in here. Competitor, grant negatives, out of scope area, and out of scope. Then we have audiences, which we will spend more time in. And yeah, so you're going to spend most of your time in the campaigns. To set up conversions, we will use the goals, and we'll go into goals and we'll look at that. Scroll down and see what we have. So your big job is to click around and get down. Click around and get used to it. We're going to spend most of our time in the campaigns. And then one of the places I spend a lot of time actually is in the insights and reports, because we get the search terms, and we can also see, so I bid on the keyword Google Grant Services, and then people type into Google search terms. And so this is what I get. And this one I definitely want. Google Grant Agency. Right? So we could add these. They're very similar. So Google might say at some point, like, just consolidate the keywords, especially because they're close variants, as you can see. So you will learn a lot in this course, and it will be overwhelming at first, but it is really fun when you get into it. Okay. Let me see the presentation. I think it's here. Yeah. Okay. So yes, your main work area, I think I went over, which is the middle of the screen here. You're going to add assets. You're going to have your keywords. You're going to be able to see your change history. The other place you're going to go is for security, access and security. So you definitely want to have this managed. You have managers and security, right? Users, security. And this is where what domains are allowed in, and two-factor authentication, which you want to do when you set it up. Go back here. And our homework today is to set up a Google Ads account and then explore the interface. Just click it around, maybe come up with some questions you might have. I don't often use the reports in Google Ads. I use reports a different way, but also research your competitors, see what main competitors are doing Google Ads. And then, yes, there is a little bit more. Define your campaign goal. And I want you to pick 10 keywords and get ready for starting to build a first search campaign together. So that will be really fun. And that is the next class. I can't wait to see you there. And let me know if you have questions or you get stuck on something. If you already have a Google Ads account, just sign in. If you don't, just go to Google Ads. If you're planning on setting up a Google Ads account, make sure when you do, you scroll down and see if there's any offers on the Google page and make sure you read. So if you spend $680, you get 630 free. You have to spend it in 60 days and you can claim your offer. And that's the best way to sign up for a new account. And so you'd claim offer and then it would get you to sign up for a new account. I can't sign up for any new account right now, but if you needed to, you could just click on this and it should be blue hyperlink text and that'll help you create an ad. These are just old campaigns or old accounts. And that is it until next time. So I hope you have a wonderful day. That was the fundamentals. Ask me about auctions, metrics, or how to set up your account or where you get stuck, and I will help you. And I'll see you in school and we'll have our little conversation in there. That's where you can ask questions, and that's where we have our weekly Q&As. And can't wait to see you in there.